Hey, what it do, y'all? It's your boy E2 Blue coming back at you again on this Saturday night. Now, the draft is now complete. It's over with. It's done. It came and gone. Things go by fast, don't they? It's like we've been waiting 3 months since the season ended to get to the draft. And we finally get here, and it's over and done with just like that. So, um, I'm going to rattle off the draft picks that we got 4 through 7 and talk a little bit about them real quick, and then give, I guess, a little bit of synopsis and kind of some, positivity going forward into the season. Now, everybody's going to have their own opinion on what they think, whether it was a good draft or what it's not, whatever their grade was. Was last year's draft better? Blase, blase. So here we go. Um, in round four, pick number 115, we picked up Jabril Cox, which I think was a great pickup. He was a steal at that spot. I think that he actually should have went, I think, in the third or second round, but he was there in the fourth. He's 6'2", 233 pounds. He's a linebacker. His strengths, he's a quiet, humble, and confident guy. He's a guy that goes out there and doesn't talk much, but he goes to work. He gets it done. He has excellent work effort often on the field. He's willing to play through pain. Outstanding field range, explosive closing burst. He's similar to Parsons in that manner with their aggressive way of playing, and we need like guys like that on this defense, y'all. Um, his agility makes for sudden change in direction and pursuit. So he's not like Jalen Smith with the drop foot. So he's able to turn and make the plays and switch directions. Switch directions. Now his weaknesses, he plays upright sometimes too much on the second level. He has a tendency to think too much, but that could be fixed because once you get to a defense where you learn what you're doing, and it's just natural that once you know what's going on, you're gonna think less and you're gonna react more. He lacks patience, so he's the type of guy that wants to hurry to make the play, but sometimes he just needs to just chill for a minute. And just let the play come to him sometimes. But he has to learn that. Again, that's all things that can be fixed into the NFL. But overall, that's one of the. I want to say he's one of my favorite picks outside of our, number one, obviously. But but yeah, he was a steal at that position. Um, we had two picks in the fourth round. So the compensatory pick for the fourth round, pick number 138, offensive tackle Josh Ball from Marshall. He's 6'7", 308 pounds. Now, this is the guy that everybody was talking about how he, I think, physically assaulted his girlfriend or something like that. I don't know the whole story, but apparently this happened a while ago, but that stuff follows you. They tried to say that he had character issues as far as like having anger problems or something like that, but obviously the Cowboys did their homework on him if they still drafted him because again, I really don't think that if he's still that type of person or still doing things like that, that the Dallas Cowboys are going to sign him. But I don't know. We'll delve more deeply into that part of him. I'm not going to sit here and judge the man because again, everybody makes mistakes in life. You know what I mean? Long as this is not something that he just does. You know what I mean? Like if that's the way he is, then no, he doesn't need to be on the team. But if it was a one time mistake thing and he's cleared of that, then I'm okay with giving him a chance. But this guy definitely has the potential to be a good NFL player. He has the pro size, the length, the athletic ability. Everything is there. He just needs some refinement, kind of like Makai Parsons. He has fluid movements. His first step quickness is amazing, but his weaknesses are that he needs to work a little bit on his leverage because sometimes when he gets hung up on those blocks, some of the guys can level him a little bit. But he needs to use better play strength at the point of attack. It's the same thing I'm saying. When he gets to the defensive player, if he does some bull rushes or shifting on him, he can get him off balance, and he has to work on that. But again, that's something that can be worked on in training camp. And that's offensive tackle John Ball from Marshall. I know some of you guys really like that pick because I saw some of your comments and stuff on social media, basically. Who we got next? We got the fifth round, pick number 179, wide receiver Simi Fehoko. So when we picked him up at first, I was like, why the hell did we get a wide receiver? But then I looked at his tape. I looked at some of his tape from college. He plays like he's compared to Quincy and the former Jets wide receiver. He plays like him, and Quincy is good. So I think he could be a really good slot guy for you. He's definitely, if he does make the team, he would definitely be somebody that can be a future player for us if we ever lose Michael Gallup or Amari Cooper. Uh, he's 6'3", so he's got some height on him. 6'3", 222 pounds. Um, well, he's a part of, like, I think all of his cousins, and it seems like all of his family members play football, like at some level, college, NFL. I think he has like three cousins in NFL already. I think another one got drafted, and then the fourth one got drafted in this same draft with him. So he has a lot of football in his family. He creates slot mashup issues for smaller corners. He has the speed to get past the defense. Great footwork and body control. He has big hands to grab the ball over the top. Focus and athleticism. These are things that you want from your wide receivers. His weaknesses, though, below average in filling the boundary with his feet. So basically, when he gets to the edge of the boundary, it's not like how, remember when we had Terrence Williams, when he would like toe tap to the edge and then lean out? Like, he's not good at that. That's one thing that this particular wide receiver, Simi, is not good at those edge boundary catches. So he will catch the ball and he'll look down and be out of bounds. It'd be a beautiful catch, but it wouldn't count because it'd be out of bounds. So he's got to work on that. Needs to be more physical at the top of his route, especially against press man corners because they have a tendency to frustrate him a little bit. Press corners tend to punch him off his routes. Yeah, that's what I was just saying. Like you can't allow these corners to get the best of you. You got to be able to get through your route, play fake, and do some things like that. So outside of that, I really like that wide receiver pick. I don't know where we're gonna put him at because you already have a busy wide receiver room. We got a lot of good wide receivers on this team. I think every wide receiver on this team can play well, but that just gives Dak another person to throw the ball to, if they can find out where to put him. Because again, you can't play everybody. That's the problem. So we got Josh Ball, Jabril Cox, Simi. Okay, so the next one I have here is round 6. So we head up to round 6. Pick number 192, defensive tackle Quinton Bohanna from Kentucky. Now, from the same school as we got our second round draft pick, Joseph. They both came from Kentucky. His NFL comparison is Gabe Watson. He's 6'4", 360 pounds. His strengths, he's a space eater. And see, this is the pick that I like. The fact that you actually drafted a natural one technique guy. He's a space eater. He explodes and knocks the center off the ball. Quick punch. He maintains his leverage. He plays with violence. I love that. But his weaknesses, though, his body type lacks proportion. So he needs to keep his weight in check. So during the season, he's going to have to keep his weight at a certain point. Um, he moves his feet, but he doesn't gain traction as a rusher. Um, but it's okay because you're not going to use him as a pass rusher. That part I can deal with because he's going to be primarily used for being a space eater, run coverage, things of that nature, stopping the other team from running the damn ball. That is all he's there to do. Refrigerator with arms. That's it. That's all he is. Um, I know a lot of you guys are excited about the Quinton Bohanna pick because I was too. Because I was actually shocked that the Cowboys actually picked a one tech in the draft. That is. Round 6, pick number 227, cornerback Israel Mukuamu. And I was laughing because when we drafted these guys, I was like, God, they drafted a bunch of guys that their names are going to be hard to spell. I feel sorry for Mark Holmes this year with these spelling, trying to get these names right. Shout out to Mark though. But yeah, so round six pick 227, cornerback Israel Mukuamu, 6'4", 205. He's rangy with a great size and length, long arms, shade downfield throws. He's a reliable tackler in the run game, so that's important too. Um, when you have a cornerback that can tackle well, because some corners are not good tacklers. His weaknesses, though, he struggles some in coverage. He grabs and panics when he's beaten by a sudden release. His clunky footwork in quick direction changes. So, say if like he's backpedaling and he has a switch and turn to run full speed to catch up to the receiver, sometimes it gets a little clunky in that area. That's normal for a guy that's 6'4" trying to play cornerback. Now, the pros to being that tall is you can be aggressive. You can be kind of intimidating to shorter wide receivers, and you can punch them and stop them from getting a good release on you off the line. Now that's the good thing about him. And if you look at his tape, I think he had like 10 interceptions in his college career. But I saw his highlights. His highlights are pretty good. Now again, another guy that needs to be refined to the NFL level, but he's perfect for what Dan Quinn wants. Um, he's another guy that is comparable to Richard Sherman. And for the last one, we got round seven, pick number 238, guard Matt Farniok out of Nebraska. Now, Nebraska, Nebraska. Um, Nebraska produces really good offensive linemen. So if you go to Nebraska, um, or what's the other school? Wisconsin, Nebraska. Those are good offensive lineman schools that I noticed. He's 6'5", 311 pounds. His strengths: he's a two-time team captain. He has experience at tackle, guard, and center. So I know that's why the Cowboys picked him. And the fact that he had an undrafted grade though, but you can't go wrong with a seventh round pick. There's no right or wrong answer for a seventh round pick because it's the seventh round. You don't really expect much from a seventh rounder, but if you get something from him, then you did good. Because remember, Tom Brady was a sixth rounder, so you never know. Um, yeah, but Mac Farniok, but he has experience that he can play all through that line. Adequate wingspan and strength. Uh, he's patient, not to rush to fit into double teams. But the problem is when he does, that's the issue. Um, these are his weaknesses. He lands high on double teams, allowing one of the defenders to get to the quarterback. Now you can't do that. You can't let him slip through them cracks. Average body control, and he doesn't sustain hand control. Again, those are all things that can be fixed at the NFL level with training and things of that nature. A lot of these guys just need NFL experience, NFL work, and understanding like the talent that they have that they're going through in college is not the same that they're going to see in the NFL. So um, let's go over all of these draft picks one more time, as far as from top to bottom, because I did two different videos and broke them up by how the draft was broken up this year. So as we talk about, we have 11 picks, which is funny because we started out with 10, but we got another one from the Eagles. We took the Eagles pick in the third round, which gave us three third-round picks. So, of course, our number one, Micah Parsons, linebacker from Penn State. The second-round pick, Kelvin Joseph, a cornerback from Kentucky. Um, Osa Awa, defensive tackle out of UCLA. Chauncey Golston, defensive end out of Iowa. Nashawn Wright, cornerback out of Oregon State. Jabril Cox, linebacker from LSU. Josh Ball, offensive tackle from Marshall. Simi Fehoko, wide receiver from Stanford. Hey, Stanford is a good school. Uh, Quinton Bohanna, defensive tackle from Kentucky. So we got two guys from Kentucky. Israel Mukuamu, cornerback from South Carolina, and that's the same school that J.C. Horn came from. Matt Farniok, guard from Nebraska. And that is your 7th round draft, guys. Let me know what you think about our draft picks as a whole. What grade do you give these guys as a whole? Let me know what you think because your opinion matters to me. So, with that being said, like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel. It's your boy E2 Blue, always keeping it real. Y'all have a great evening.